we now move on to our next session, a virtual address session. This is going to be a virtual session on why AI for humanity leadership matters for AI adoption beyond pilot. This virtual session is led by Dr. James Ong, founder and MD, Artificial Intelligence International Institute. I request all the ladies and gentlemen to be kindly seated.
Hi. No, no. Greeting from Singapore. Sorry that I could not be there this time, but I look forward to meet you all one of these days. So today I'm going to share something thanks to the invitation of the India Digital Summit. Let me put up the slide. Can you all see? Well, good. If you can see, today I'm going to talk about something that we have been working very hard on called AI for Humanity as United Nations SDG number 18. I'm going to share with you in the next 20 minutes what, why, what the traction we are getting and the next step. As many of you know, SDG Sustainable Development Goal only from 1 to 17. We are officially proposing number 18. So I'm the founder and managing director of Artificial Intelligence International Institute. It's also a short called AIII, also an adjunct professor at Singapore University of Technology and Design. And I work with different United Nations organizations, including the UNESCO, the Singapore Internet Governance Forum. I'm also the international advisor to the World AI Conference based in Shanghai that has one of the largest and longest running AI conference. Okay, so this is my background. I've been in the AI space for 40 years, started my career in 1986 in Austin, Texas, as a researcher, also with startup. The last 10 years, I've been focusing on the topic of AI for humanity. As a result, I started an AI think tank for that. When I was talking about AI for humanity, that was the beginning of the AlphaGo, when DeepMind was actually providing the AlphaGo to defeat the first human experts in the world in game. So that moment is an epiphany moment for me because I felt that the topic of AI for humanity, especially sustainable AI for humanity, are important. We need to have thought leadership 10 years ago to think about it. Today, it seems obvious, but 10 years ago, it wasn't that obvious. And as a result, as a think tank, we drive thought leadership. We provide ecosystem engagement like this session, thanks to the invitation of India Digital Summit. And also we have all kind of advocacy initiative. I've written a book, co-authored a book with two other authors, called AI for Humanity. Is available on Amazon. Feel free to take a look. The title is called Building a Sustainable AI for the Humanity. So today I'm going to share with you in the next 20 minutes, 4 things: what it is, why, the traction we are gaining, and what are the next step we are working on. We would love to have everybody getting involved in doing so. Okay, yeah, what? So we're calling for SDG number 18 because we felt that this is one of the effective way to ensure that AI is actually designed and built for humanity, so that it actually serves the needs of all humankind. I heard the panel earlier talking about we need to make sure it's accessible. AI is accessible, it's affordable, and it actually has impact across all the population. In the context of India, will be 1.4 billion people, right? So what is it all about? Basically, AI for Humanity as SDG goal at a high level is, first of all, the AI for sustainability. That means making sure that AI serves the need of sustainability. The sustainability of AI itself, making sure that AI is green, efficient, and also we don't go into another winter. As a person who has gone through the last winter from the mid-90s to until the 2010, it's actually not very healthy and also beneficial to the public if we go into another winter. There's already a lot of discussion about AI winter coming. or AI bubble bursting for humanity. And I'll share more information on that. So I mentioned earlier, AI should be serving the 17 SDG goal. And right now, SDG goal is not easy to be achieved, but I guess with AI, we may have the accelerator to achieve that better. And hopefully beyond 2030, we can achieve more of it. The sustainability of AI, make sure it's sustainable in terms of green development. It's also making sure that we don't go into another winter. And there are many benefits from there to do so. Third, how to govern AI for humanity. After my book was published and after our work at the think tank, the United Nations published a report in 2024 called Governing AI for Humanity, where it lists out many things that needs to be done. And those are very much aligned with what we are thinking. And so the timing is very good. So why we are doing it? First of all, we have to learn from history. AI has gone, if you look at the beginning of AI that was coined in 1955 by Professor John McCarthy, Marvin Minsky, and Mr. Rochester and Shannon in 1955, many of the things they proposed in the paper at that time sound very, very futuristic. But if you look at all the detail right now, most of the objective already been achieved today after 70 years and after 80 years or actually very close to being achieving it right now. And I think the power of AI is there, it's real. And even though it has gone through two winters, we need to get ready for some of the unintended consequences or things that we don't want to see happen that doesn't benefit humanity. If you look at the history, AI has gone through three booms and two winters. In between the last boom, where I've actually personally lived through it, we actually gone through a period what we call AI in disguise. And during that period, a company like Google were developing AI technology. All of us were using AI technology the moment we started using Google. And the good thing is that the AI was developing very healthily, but they also was developed without so-called proper governance as well. So you can see some of the things happen after the Brexit as well as some of the election. So without good governance of AI in social media, it could actually have very negative impact on society. We need to make sure that that will not happen again. And that's why there are many think tanks that has been set up since 1993 to ensure that we think ahead of the curve with foresight to make sure that we address many things. So many think tanks like Mila from Montreal, Stanford Human-Centered AI, including our think tank, was part of that movement to ensure that we do AI for humanity and AI for good. So at the same time, there's a global calling for AI for humanity. Timing was very good. Other than my book, the United Nations Secretary General last year in September called for building a future of AI by humanity, with humanity, and for humanity. So this is actually a common goal for 8 billion people across the globe to work together. Of course, the report that was published, as well as well-known historian and speaker Yuval Harari talk about, who actually authored the book called *Sapien: A Brief History of Humankind*. And he also wrote a book called *Nexus* that actually talk about many of the things that we need to watch out for in the future development of AI. And some of them are very urgent, especially not to have algorithm hack our thinking. Yoshua Bengio, godfather of deep learning, also been starting a non-profit movement called Law Zero to ensure safe AI for humanity. Professor Li Feifei, who also started a company called WorldLab. She's also the founder of Stanford Human-Centered AI, also advocate AI research and education to improve human conditions. Also last year, there was a call for a red line to ensure that we want to make sure that we do not cross certain unacceptable AI risks. And these are all the global movement that is calling for it. And therefore, we need to do more work together. And in Shanghai in 2019, before AI was that prevalent, Elon Musk and Jack Ma was on the stage to talk about AI and humanity at the World AI Conference. This year at the AIII conference in Shanghai also, Geoffrey Hinton was invited, where he actually shared about his concern about will digital intelligence replace biological intelligence? And these are valid concerns that we need to put in more resources to understand and prevent. At this end of the conference, there was a call for global solidarity in the AI era and to call for global AI cooperations. And I think conferences like India Digital Summit is actually very helpful. Next month, the AI Impact Summit in New Delhi in India is also a good platform to continue the movement. In China, there's a company called Tencent that also been on the corporate side really spending effort to advocate AI for good, including participating in the United Nations AI for Good Global Summit, with many of the conversation that actually address those. So next question is, why do we want to do it, right? One of the greatest danger of AI is that people conclude too early what it is, because we need to understand what it is. And if you look at the report written by the United Nations on governing AI for humanity, there's a statement that says that no one currently understands all of AI inner working enough to fully control its output or predict its evolution. And there are many works going on right now where AI is actually continuing to be developed, where we may not know how it's going to be developed, designed, or evolved to be. So while the characteristic about AI is that, the nature of AI is that it's digitally organic, because we humans design it to be that way. Therefore, AI is always learning from humans and the environment. It's constantly evolving, may or will learn and reason differently from us, and they may surprise us, or it may or may not be within our control. So one of the things I like to talk to is sci-fi director James Cameron. He shot the movie Avatar and Terminator. One of the recent statements he has made, comment about AI, is that the fusion of AI and robotic is happening right now is one of the most thrilling technology leaps of our lifetime. We are no longer just building machines that execute command. We are designing systems that can learn, adapt, and even evolve on its own. That means we are dealing with a whole new species of machines that if we do not design right or control right, we may end up not serving humanity as we build up the capability. Google itself is working on a very interesting project called the Alpha Evolve. It's precisely working on how to build self-evolving AI. And if such a system is built successfully, they could recursively learn and develop very quickly beyond, at an exponential speed, beyond the speed humankind can develop. So I'm sure they'll put in all kinds of measures to protect and safeguard to ensure that if we get to that point, we have a proper way to govern that. But you can't prevent the technology from being developed. So this is already coming in the lab, and I believe that in the next 2 years, some of the results from the lab will appear. And there's also all kind of report talking about all kind of existential risks that we need to watch out for. This one is precipice. Another one is the Global Catastrophic Risk Assessment by the Homeland Security Agency, published by RAND Corporation. Talk about many of the risks that we need to address from AI. And as well, there is a paper called AIII’26. These are the risks may be overstated, but they already restate some of the timeline to maybe 2035. And there's also another paper called the Situated Awareness, talking about all the scenarios that how AI could lead to disastrous situation. So a good reminder is that the UNESCO, formed by the United Nations, was actually formed to prevent war. So since war begins in the minds of men and women, is in the mind of men and women that the defense of peace must be constructed. I guess the same thing we need to do to make sure that in the minds of men, of everybody on earth, we need to make sure that we safeguard our humanity as we develop AI. So as we load AI in the daily time, we also see that how it affect how we learn and think. So how we learn and think will change, because we will learn from AI subliminally. We also will learn, the AI will learn from you subliminally if you allow the data to be absorbed into the AI. So given that we're dealing with a very different system that we need to manage, because a person who use it may not be aware that these two-directional influence are happening. So with the great power of AI, we need to come with great responsibility. So we need to watch out for the dependency or over-dependency on AI. We don't want to outsource all our thinking to it. Then we become inability to think. And these are actually brought out in many studies by MIT and also researchers who look into the kind of addiction that can be formed between us, also between children and the vulnerable people, elderly and things like that. So a lot of work are being done. I was in Davos. This is one of the topics many people cover about protecting children. And of course, AI is always trying to please you. So there's also the danger of AI psychosis to convince you to be invincible, which can be a negative influence on you if you are not careful. And there are many studies talking about algorithm can be hacked to make it very persuasive. And we do need to watch out for that. And this is a paper published by Google DeepMind. And there's also other method called spiral model that actually can get you hooked into using AI and become addicted to it. So traction. So the first calling of AI SDG goal was in 2024. It was presented to the Department of Economics and Social Affairs in 2024. And there's a time we call for it. And so these are the 20 over country was involved, and I have a chance to present to it and got very good positive feedback. And in October last year at the United Nations University AIM conference in Macau, we also have a chance to present this case, and it was very well received. And that's how officially the AI for Humanity SDG number 18 was shared. And these are different speakers that was involved. And we are very fortunate to have the involvement of Asia Development Bank as well. And we also push for this movement to be available, to be known to different important people in the region, as well in Davos, as well as in Davos as well, and in the United States in South by Southwest Conference, as well as in Oman and Taiwan as well. So next step, what we're focusing on, given the limit, I have only 4 minutes. So some of the initiatives we are pursuing are different tier. We actually look into the different type of population, the builder, the enabler, and the user. And so in tier 1, some of the initiatives we look at are how to ensure we educate, bring awareness to AI leadership, AI for everyone. We're also looking into a fintech initiative called AI Insurance and AI for Education. We also look into, of course, the ecosystem engagement of AI for Humanity as SDG number 18, also setting up the AI for Humanity platform for global dialogue. Last but not least, we are looking on different model by which we can look into how to build blended financing model, also AI risk technology, also the next generation AI architecture, working with different folks. So ecosystem awareness, I'm going to go through it quickly. We're very happy to share that on February 17 at the AI Impact Summit. We have been invited and given a chance to share the SDG goal number 18 as AI for Humanity again. Look forward to see some of you there. And in China, we work on multiple sessions of the World AI conference to, of course, advocate AI for humanity and AI for good as well. And we also have some conference in Singapore called the AI for Humanity Forum that we continue to push as a dialogue for conversation globally. And in Singapore, we also launched our AICon, a world #1 consumer show, to ensure we provide AI for everyone. And we're very fortunate to have the minister involved to champion us. And also there's an AI standard they are working on called AIMS ISO 47001. And then thought leadership, of course, with the book. At the same time, we are looking into different models to balance technology, governance, and commercialization. And at the same time, we are involved in the United Nations AI Safety Interoperability Research Report to contribute the part that we could do. And this report is actually available online, and we may extend to more countries beyond UK, South Korea, China, and Singapore. There will be our kind of funding model I mentioned earlier in terms of the 4P, from public funding, philanthropy funding to private funding and public market. In ASEAN, we have published a paper on how ASEAN can ensure we build sustainable AI as a collective responsibility. If this, last but not least, we are also working on some thought leadership in something for organization called Ether Metamorphosis, where we practice wisdom as a method, where organization will go through metamorphosis rather than just transformation, and where wisdom is part of the important element beyond data, knowledge, and information. So basically what we want to work on is individual needs to cultivate themselves, lead the business metamorphosis, orchestrate the responsible industry ecosystem, and contribute with global impact. We hope all organizations and individuals will be involved to ensure that you do it for yourself, for your business and career, also contribute to the ecosystem and industry, and contribute to the global development. Last but not least, we're also developing an AI leadership course with different professors from INSEAD as well on this particular arena. Thank you very much. These are my WhatsApp, WeChat, and LinkedIn. Feel free to connect with me. I really appreciate your time to listen to my sharing. Hope all of you can work together to advocate the SDG number 18 with AI for humanity, and look forward to your support at the AI Impact Summit in New Delhi. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. James Ong, for the outstanding session. Thank you for your time. Do we have any questions from the audience? Do we have? Yes, sir.
I have a question regarding the AI alignment problem. So there is a issue that AI can not align with the humans' thoughts, and there was also a research that AI 90% of the times will go for the situation which will favor the AI model, which also happened in the cases of Claude and OpenAI. So how will that be solved in the future?
Okay, I hear the question about AI alignment. I believe that current architecture based on large language model, first of all, is not sufficient to build as a long-term AI platform. That's why leading scientists are working on next generation platform called the world model that may include the large language model, including Professor Ian LeCour, and also he talked about it in Paris and in Davos as well, and also Li Feifei working on the world model. So I think we need to build a more different architecture for AI so that we can manage the alignment problem. And I think some of the movement that actually work on hybrid AI, where cognitive AI or the symbolic AI together with the deep learning could be a combination where we have a more balanced way of managing how the AI think. And also there's a way for us to have a better alignment with it in terms of our value, because we need that beyond just a neural network model, in my opinion. Yeah.
Do we have a next question? Do we? Okay. So we have one more question. What would a truly human-first AI ecosystem look like?
I think a truly human-like ecosystem will look like, first of all, I think it needs to balance between technology itself, the governance, and the commercialization. Most of the time, people look at the ecosystem is like regulation versus innovation, right? But I think we cannot ignore the human nature of commercialization. So it's natural for humans who want to monetize from it. So the question is more like, when you have that three pillar, there's no one right answer. Different country will be at different stage of development. So they may not have the technology, but they have the government, but they may also need to monetize from it. So there is a different balancing. So an ecosystem there will have some sort of a system that can allow you to practice certain judgment or wisdom by the leaders to balance it out. And therefore, we also, that has been done at the national or the regional level. But at the global level, that's become very complicated. You have to work around the geopolitics around it, and that will require working with multilateral institutions like United Nations, or maybe go to a platform like the World Economic Forum, where the elite will get together and solve the problem. There's no right answer. It's just that we have to build trust over time to have the conversation and actually reach a common balance solution where everybody are happy. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. James Ong, for an insightful session, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much.